update time. I don't know how to make this video interesting, so it's probably just going to be me talking, and I'll try and chuck in some slightly intriguing things, such as my ultrasound results. Yeah. He's got a hairdryer. It was going to be a lot more planned out, but someone decided instead of napping, they're just going to run amok in the bedroom. Yeah? Yeah. So it's just me sitting here and him probably making a whole bunch of noises in the background. I've been trying to conceive child number 2. Obviously we have one already. This thing here. This little wriggle bum here. Me and Luke decided we're going to try for baby number 2 back in July, I think it was. I got my implant out at the very beginning of August, and research says that in normal people, you basically should ovulate within 7 to 14 days and have a period within the first month of having your implant out. Last time I had my implant out, that's exactly what happened. And that was despite the fact that I had endometriosis and a massive cyst and a whole lot of drama. Oh gosh. I just dropped you guys. A whole lot of drama happening internally then. Obviously this time I'm postpartum. I am still breastfeeding. Thought maybe it was because I was still breastfeeding. What are you doing, camera? Oh. So I waited and I waited and I waited. And I still haven't got a period. I still haven't ovulated. I've been taking ovulation test strips. Well, originally I was taking them like daily. Started only taking them every couple of days, and they're all incredibly negative. I've had a couple of maybes, but lately it's been all incredibly negative. OH, LH, luteinizing hormone. Are you going to be a pickle now? But Mummy wanted to record her own video. We've now moved again. We're now in Hayden's room. Bad lighting, but oh well, we will get this video out eventually. I still haven't gotten a period. I still haven't ovulated. Nothing. Yeah, careful, Hayden. What do you want? I saw a GP that works outside of a fertility and gynecology specialist. They also specialize in endometriosis, so I thought that's pretty good. Like, I'm trying to get pregnant, obviously, and I'm also have endometriosis, or have had it in the past. It's really hard because endometriosis is the disease, and I have the disease, but it's also the actual growth in of your endometrium growing in the wrong spot. So while I don't think I have endometriosis at the moment, I have the disease and have had it in the past. Basically no one would help me until I completely weaned Hayden. Hopefully I don't get any copyright claims from Paw Patrol in the background, but now I'm 19 months postpartum. It's been 7 months of trying to conceive, and I still haven't had anything happen. At my specialist appointment, which was back in December, she did mention that quite often what happens with people that have PCOS, Polycystic Ovarian Syndrome, shush Marshall, is that they're hypersensitive to prolactin, which is a hormone in your body that's released through breastfeeding. That's what I was told. She was like, she basically said that at the moment you could be normal. I could be in the normal range of just, it takes a bit longer after breastfeed or during breastfeeding to get my cycles back. But I also could be polycystic, and she suspected it for a couple of reasons. One was the fact that I was on the outer range of normal in getting my periods back. Also, I've had cysts on my ovaries in the past, and also it goes hand in hand with endometriosis a lot of the time. Now we're gonna neigh like Henry the horse. Oh no, we're doing the piggy one today, are we? So basically, I was meant to take a test, and then a week later, if my period didn't show up in that time, take another test so she could change. She could measure the changes in certain hormones in my body. But I stuffed up and I didn't go back for the second test, and it would have been quite expensive, and they wouldn't have done anything about it anyway for a couple of months. Thanks. They weren't going to do anything about it until I stopped breastfeeding anyway, so I just kept trying, obviously, kept doing everything I could at home to try and help improve ovulation. I did a few times of like where I didn't feed Hayden for more than 12 hours at a time. I ate lots. I'm actually having trouble keeping weight on, which is weird for me, and also against the idea of PCOS. A lot of people with PCOS have issues with weight gain, but I eat a lot. I have large snacks between meals. I have large meals. I eat a lot, and yet Wombat went a-walking. And yet I'm not losing weight, but for how much I'm eating, I should be putting on kilos at a time. I sit around 60 kilos at the moment. Oh no, the tractor fell down. Can you sit down and I'll get the tractor? Ooh, good job. Like 60 kilos for me is pretty good. It's not underweight, it's not overweight, it's a good range. It's just the fact that I am not putting on weight when I feel like I should be that's confusing me. If I do have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, weight gain is one of the main things experienced by people with PCOS. To my little nephew Hayden, laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. Love always, your Auntie Sky. Kiss, hug, kiss, hug. Trying to eat lots because obviously if you're overweight, a way to induce ovulation can be to lose weight, or if you're underweight, it can be to put on weight. I'm just eating lots because A, because I'm hungry, and B, because I want my body to know that it can support another little child in here, as well as him and me. So I finally was like, annoyed. I've done everything I can possibly do at home except wean Hayden, and we've started the process. It was going good. It then went backwards because we came out of routine, everyone got sick, stuff happened, life happened. He then went fully backwards, and now we're starting again, but I'm doing it a bit different, and I'll put a little video if I've done it yet. If not, there won't be anything here, but somewhere up in the corner, probably this corner, maybe that one, there'll be a little, thanks, a little link to the video on that, if it's up yet. But I'm starting to do things differently, but I'm weaning him again. But I just wanted to go and talk to a doctor because I feel like there's something not right. Went to the doctor. That's what we're up to today. That was the biggest introduction I could possibly have given. I probably cut out so much more of it. I'm almost 20 minutes into this video and I just did the intro. Yeah. Sent me for blood tests and an ultrasound. I also went to the doctor for my ab separation. I'll put that in a future video because I haven't had the ultrasound for that yet. I had to book them on different days because of the lockdown in Perth. It was just hard to book ultrasounds with all that happening. So that'll be in a future video. For now, for the moment, thanks. I hate sultanas. She sent me for blood tests and an ultrasound to check a whole bunch of things. Check for anything visible internally, obviously. To check for PCOS. She's also checking... You want the sultanas? Be careful. And one of the things she wrote down on my blood test was hyperprolactinemia. Hyper. My brain. I know hypo. I have hypo is slow, hyper is faster. That's how I remember it. But it still confuses me. But anyway, which basically is, I think, going back to what the fertility specialist GP said about how if PCOS can make you hypersensitive to prolactin. So, and a quick Dr. Google basically says hyperprolactinemia is when you have too much prolactin in your system and it stops you from ovulating, which is normal when breastfeeding, but is not normal when breastfeeding someone this age, this long after, this long after having given birth and when he's pretty much weaned. I had the blood test yesterday and the ultrasound on Monday. It's Thursday today, if you guys needed to have a timeline of that. And I was really annoyed because I can read to some degree. I'm no sonographer or anything, but I have had, I mean, I've studied science. I've done ultrasounds on cows, sheep, and cattle. I was about to say cows, sheep, and cattle, but I meant like pregnant cows, preg testing on cows, sheep, and then cattle, beef cattle for their muscle scores and stuff. I can read an ultrasound to a certain degree, and she wouldn't let me see the screen. I don't know why, if it was something to do with the lockdowns or something, but I was so nervous. I was sitting there like imagining that she'd found a fetus and I'd been pregnant the whole time, and she just wasn't saying anything, and I like came home and did a pregnancy test just because I was like, what if that's what happened? Oh damn it, those were sultanas. Doggies can't eat sultanas. Can you help Mum pick them up? I'm back again. Luckily I just spoke to Mika. If you guys don't know, she's pregnant and therefore has had a couple of ultrasounds through Perth Rag Clinic, which is why I went through. And she was like, can't you see it online? And I was like, what? Turns out if you've had any ultrasounds at Perth Radiological Clinic, that was a tongue twister, Perth Rag Clinic, PRC, there's an online portal that you can go to, where you can go and you can see your images pretty much straight away or the day after. And then a week after you've had the ultrasound, you can see your report. So I signed up for that. Someone had to process it on their end, and it was processed on... get your claws out of my leg. It was processed on Tuesday, and I was able to access my images and look at the pictures she took in the scan. And the first thing I noticed was, there was no baby in my belly. It's been a while since I saw a good scan where my uterus is a normal size. The first thing I noticed was my ovaries look weird. I was like, whoa, I have so many follicles on my ovaries. I didn't know what was normal because what's normal for humans is different for animals, and obviously I'm more educated in animals. Put that in the bus. Stop almost falling off my lap, mate. I then did a bit of research. And figured out that yes, it was an abnormally large number of follicles. More than 15 follicles is considered, actually it was more than 10 with some places, more than 15 with others. More than a certain number, 10 or 15, is considered PCOS, or not PCOS specifically, but PCO, which is polycystic ovaries. I sat there and I counted my follicles, and I was like, this is only one field of view. So it's like a very 2D image of one slice of my ovaries. So I didn't really know how many there were. I could just tell there was a minimum number. And then I realized it's written literally on the ultrasound. I'll show you guys the number here. Hi. So this cookie like... What? See how it looks like a chocolate chip cookie? That is very polycystic-y looking. Obviously there's multiple follicles, which are those little, the little dark circles on it. The more solid a substance is, the whiter it looks on an ultrasound, which means pockets of air or liquid are dark. And there's also other categories like the way the stroma, which is sort of the area connecting the follicles and the other parts of the ovary. The way that's laid out can also indicate polycystic ovarian syndrome and a few other things. Last time I had a cyst on my ovaries, I literally asked the sonographer if that was my bladder, and I was shocked. I was like, did I not empty my bladder? And he goes, that's not your bladder, that is a cyst. At the time, my bladder, when it was full, was 200 mils. And then I went and emptied it, and then I had an internal ultrasound with an empty bladder, and what I thought was my bladder was 168 mils. And I looked like a bladder, it just looked like a big mass of water. Turns out it was blood, but I didn't know any different. And yeah, that was a cyst about the size of an apple or an orange on my ovaries, which was causing me a lot of problems at the time. My left ovary has a lot more follicles. My right ovary has quite a few follicles, but it doesn't look as bad. It looks slightly more normal. It does have one follicle that's slightly bigger than the rest, but it's like a couple of mil or something, I can't remember, compared to my last one that was 100 and something mil, so 168 to be precise. So where do I go from here? I don't know. I feel like I don't have PCOS, but it's starting to point towards me. Sit. This one goes on the floor. Whoa, T-Rex. I actually had a nightmare last night that a T-Rex was about to eat me. very realistic. Like, I'm proud of my imagination for that T-Rex. But anyway, rah. The other things that indicate PCOS is, they'll be able to tell hopefully from my blood tests, but the other symptoms that indicate it is excessive male pattern hair growth, which I don't think I have. I do get like dark hair, like dark thick hairs on my chin, but like maximum maybe 4 or 5, and I just pluck them and they're gone. Like, it's not a issue for me, and that's it. Like, I don't really get any abnormal hair growth beyond that. It's normal for me, so I wouldn't know any different. That and the weight gain, which I've already said doesn't really affect me. Polycystic ovarian syndrome. When you hear it, you just think of polycystic ovaries, which I do have. I guess we'll wait and find out. My doctor's appointment was meant to be 2 weeks from now-ish, but I brought it forwards because uni's starting. So I brought it forwards to Friday, so in a week and 1 day. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. I want to do it through my GP. I don't want to get referred to a fertility specialist. I'm really hoping my GP can do everything, but I have a feeling I'm going to be going on some sort of medication to induce ovulation. I feel I've done a bit of research, a bit of posting on some of my groups. I've heard a few medications thrown around, one of which is Clomid and letrozole. Clomid is the main one, it seems, and then there's also some diabetes drugs, which I was researching, and they were once thought to help. They were once thought to help people with PCOS get pregnant, but it turns out they do help you ovulate, but for some reason don't actually help you get pregnant unless used in combination with other drugs, such as, I don't know, another drug. I think the one beginning with L. No, don't take that off. You can't have the camera. What else? This? This? Yeah? The sultanas. Put it up there. Obviously it's hormones, and a lot of the hormones are related to insulin, and so diabetes drugs can work to help fix some parts of the problem. And then if those don't work, there's like a stronger medication. If that doesn't work, then there's injectable medications. I think they're gonadotropins. And if that doesn't work, there's IVF and IUIs and all that sort of stuff. Hopefully I don't have to go that far, because that is expensive. I'm hoping I can just get away with going through my normal GP and just trying Clomid and stuff. I'm happy that there's something wrong with me. That doesn't sound right. I'd prefer to just... Obviously, I wish I was just completely normal, ovulated quickly, conceived quickly, would already be pregnant sort of thing. Because that's not me, and I have to be difficult in everything, it seems. I'm happy that I have something wrong with me, in the fact that it would really frustrate me if I had all these tests done and there was nothing wrong. Like, at least there's possibly something that is affecting me, and it's not just my body being unexplained for infertility, if that makes sense. And it's something that can be helped. Like, it's not an incurable, I mean, it is incurable, but the symptoms can be treated, and one of the symptoms is infertility. I'm happy in that sense. I just hope that it's going to be as simple as going on Clomid, or my period could just randomly show up and I could just ovulate. That would be nice. Getting pregnant. That would be lovely. That is the goal. I will keep you guys updated. I will... Obviously I haven't got the results and I haven't spoken to the doctor. Once I get my results, I will put the link to that video. Might not be up yet when you're watching this, so if there's no link there, that's why. But I'll put the link up to that video, possibly here, maybe here, but I think it'll be here. So you can click on that to see what happens next. Guess I will have to go deal with this thing that is meant to be napping, but that would give up on that. Now he's passing me an entire suitcase. What, you want to open? I don't think there's anything in it. And thanks for watching this video. It was meant to be, I had such a beautiful video planned out in my head, and that failed miserably. If you liked it anyway, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe to see more videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye peoples.